Well, one random thing that I don't know if you've been monitoring, but like it feels like the air quality is going to be slightly better tonight. We're getting a little bit of wind. Some fog's been coming in and kind of, cooling out with all the fires from Oregon that have been coming down here. I mean, how could you not, if you live in the Bay Area, smell it, when you're going outside. A bunch of games were canceled on Wednesday, flag football and other football games and junior high baseball games were because of the air quality. It just wasn't good enough. So it feels like we're going to have good enough air quality because that would be a shame.
Yeah, that would be a shame.
To have that affected.
That would be a big-time shame. By the way, Ambry Thomas, Brandon Aiyuk, both questionable.
It's a shame. It's embarrassing.
I don't think Aiyuk's going to play tonight.
It doesn't feel like he's going to play.
And I think that they can weather the storm. I do. I think they can weather the storm. I'm next man up in terms of Ronnie Bell or Jawan Jennings. But again, I'm saying I think they have enough weapons outside of him. CMC, Kittle, Debo. They could weather it for one game.
This offense struggles tonight.
Ooh, you think that helps Aiyuk?
Yes.
Why?
The money.
The money. Look what she did without me. It's a good point because like a year ago, if they have no CMC, I'm telling you, no CMC a year ago, Brandon Aiyuk misses a game. I'm very worried.
Right.
I'm very worried.
But last year, Debo missed 3 games in the heart of that streak with
point.
Brock Purdy, and they didn't skip a beat.
It's a good point.
They didn't skip a beat because Aiyuk was there balling. Now, what do you do without Aiyuk? Your best pure white receiver on this football team. By the way, the New York Giants, they have 2 linemen out. 2 linemen out. Ben Bredesen, their left guard, and Andrew Thomas, their left tackle, are both out. So
they're
backup linemen on the left side of our line trying to protect Daniel Jones' blind side.
Could be an Armstead game. Could be a Bosa game.
It could be the Gravedigger game.
Oh, I would love that.
Javon Hargrave, what about him?
He's been excellent. I think he's been worth every dollar.
I think this D-line dominates. If there's anything, we had RJ and Fairfield talk about props. Well, what is the props for sacks tonight? Because that may be one I sprinkle some money on.
Every time I see Daniel Jones in a game where he's struggling and they show him on the sideline with his helmet on, it just looks like he's got that look in his eyes like, I just don't see it. And I'm hoping we get that same kind of cutaway tonight from him on the sidelines. But I respect Dayball because, man, he does it in such... Like, he was doing it with Richie James last year at points. And I'm thinking, Richie James is your primary receiver?
Who's now in the Kansas City Chiefs.
I know. Isn't that crazy?
Andy Reid loves former Niners.
But Darren Waller's the guy that I worry about. Not that, like, these guys can't cover him. He's just a very unique athlete who makes plays, and I respect his ability. And he's a guy that I think could cook on a night like tonight.
Yeah, how do they have time to throw without Andrew Thomas and Ben Bredesen? I think it is a big-time ball. I think this defensive line can get after them. Even if you send a couple blitzes at Daniel Jones, I think it could be a long night for the New York Giants offense. You lose 2 linemen like that against this defense on a short week, try to prepare for these hogs up front, it could be problematic for the New York Giants to the point where offensively, where RJ Fairfield talks about the props of Brock Purdy, may not have to throw the ball a lot tonight.
Well,
run the ball, milk the clock, don't turn the ball over, get out of here healthy.
Well, and when I'm looking at it from the New York Giants perspective, you got to think they're going to do what McVay's done this year and in the past when he doesn't feel like he has competent offensive line play. Screens, smoke screens, quick hitters, short stuff. Like, he's going to try to get rid of the ball immediately and use that pass rush against itself.
Yep, no doubt. How about this? Our YouTube poll question of the day. Sacks for Nick Bosa tonight. Over, under, sack and a half. Over, under, sack and a half. So far, 67% says yes, he will have over a sack and a half.
I'd love to see him have that Alden Smith Steeler game tonight.
4 sacks.
Yeah.
Prime time.
Let the lights go out.
Absolutely. Absolutely. By the way, shout out to the Xfinity Bubble text line. We see your text right now. 650. They better not struggle tonight after the Cowboys beat them 40-0. Well, they may not beat the Giants 40-0. Who knows?
If they win 3-0, I'll take it.
Yeah, I don't care. I really don't care. It's all about getting that W here. 888-957-9570. How do you feel about this matchup here? Any concerns about Brandon Aiyuk's shoulder? Any concerns about Brandon Aiyuk not playing in this football game? He's questionable right now. Questionable. Also, Azeez Ojulari, outside linebacker for the New York Giants, he's also out. So no Saquon, no Ojulari, and 2 linemen out for the New York Giants on the left side. So it could be a long day for Daniel Jones and company.
Saquon is an absolute monster, and you just see how athletic he is around the goal line. He's the guy you fear more than any, but you can't let up, and I don't think they will let up because these standalone games matter to them in terms of like, hey, we're going to get the W before anyone this weekend, and we're going to try to impress everyone. It feels like the Niners are on a mission, a business mission all year.
You know, Saquon is such a difference maker.
He's a stud.
He is a stud.
He's a stud.
Now, 33rd team, week 3 quarterback power rankings. I don't even know who these guys are, but they have Brock
Wait,
Purdy
what?
ranked.
33rd what?
33rd team, week 3 quarterback power rankings. Derek Klassen ranked all those quarterbacks, and everybody does all these quarterbacks. And I kind of like it. Brock Purdy probably saw this last night. He's like, okay. Brock Purdy ranked the 19th best quarterback in the league. Daniel Jones, 20th in the league. You know who's behind Daniel Jones? Jimmy Garoppolo.
19? Who's in front of Purdy? Just
Jordan Love.
tickle me a little here.
Jordan Love.
Okay, I mean,
Six touchdown passes, no interceptions.
no, he's been really good. But I mean, like Purdy's won playoff games. Does the resume matter now?
Derek Carr.
No, Purdy's better than. Come on,
Russell Wilson. Mac Jones.
Russell Wilson's been awful.
Mac Jones. Jared Goff.
Mac Jones is a turnover machine.
Jared Goff.
Okay, I'll
Guess-
listen to Jared Goff. But
Ryan Tannehill ranked 13th.
I mean, come on. Throw this-
all right.
what are we doing? You're gonna make my head's gonna explode too early.
Joel in San Jose. Joel,
what
what's
the
happening?
heck?
Joel, San
Derek
Jose.
Carr's where I draw the line.
Joel, San Jose.
Give
What's
me
happening?
a break.
What's up,
What's
Joel?
up? What it do? It is game day. We woke up. We're ready to go.
Hell
We're going
yeah.
to the game tonight. Brock Purdy's first home game this year. We're lit. We're excited for it. The Levi's crowd ended the season last year against Seattle, against the Dallas. We were hyped. The crowd is going to be fired tonight on prime time. I'm interested in seeing Steve Wilkes and how he's going to handle a JV running quarterback. Get ready for Lamar. Get ready for Jalen Hurts later this year. Let's get Steve Wilkes dialed in on how to handle running quarterbacks. The Niners have had issues with that.
Yep.
And then when it's third down and the crowd gets thunderstruck, it's over, baby. We're going to crush it.
Are you going?
I'm going. We're going to be there.
Who's going in the game tonight? Who's out there at Levi Stadium? Thanks for the call, Joel.
I think personally, and I know you want to get into Levi's Stadium, and
Right.
I'm excited for this conversation. I think night games at Levi's,
they pop.
they are amazing.
They pop.
With that sun coming down, because I sit up in the end zone, in the upper
Right.
end zone, there's a feel and the crispness of the air
Right.
and the way that the sightlines look and the lights. It's a special evening when they have a night game at Levi's.
I was listening to Shiny and Go a little yesterday. They were saying, they were talking about the fights at stadiums and how it's happening more and more and more.
It's really bothering me.
And so, Shiny was like, I would not take kids or anything like that. And I'm taking baby Chaz tonight.
Mm-hmm.
And I see a lot of kids there at night games. There's nothing like looking at our eyes when those fireworks go off and that bomber jet comes over the stadium.
Oh, when you feel it?
You feel it.
You literally feel the jets.
And you feel the jets.
Yes.
And you're like,
I'm
it's
with you.
on. And baby Chaz gets going, and she starts throwing up the 3. Hey, Papa, it's third down, baby. It's third down. Let's go. I'm telling you, it's not like night games.